Kasiate Akoma. You look more for it. Look every do so. Daya Jai. Brother Nure. that's a random amount. No, Papa, no, yeah. The Queen of Black. Jai, Gamude. Ada ase point, ase mo maiwe. Nawe banyo, Gamude. Ase mo maiwe, Gamude. Mona nyama daga ke bonya mayo, ase mo maiwe. So maiwe, kasa da bongiyo mayo, ase mo maiwe, Gamude.
Sopele Inter, Kevin de Caï et le Wasiato, Academia, Président Toulo Claude, le doyen Biguer, Tio Marissa, qui ont eu la liste. Canon! Amunde, angeke amunde wa. Alo donyamba o, mama ministre kio. Jonga dani bombi kio, laissez les mains au kio. Les jaloux vont maigrir. Nada de nyamba o, qui mon papa au kio. Doyan de nyamba o, qui mon papa au kio. Laurent Lorenzo. Kabaze nyamba o, colonna Bastien au kio.
I'm satisfied. Sam said, I'm sweating like a pig, but that's okay. What the heck? I'm coming on and I'm going to be knocked out. Let me enjoy myself. You think I'm here for nothing? Thank you. Thank you. Sam Sinto, Labra Public Radio. Please share this video. I'm not going to be sharing it all over again, so please share if you can. Thank you very much. I truly enjoyed myself, to be honest with you. To be honest with you. I got to go drink water. Not that crazy. The old man got it tonight. I going to drink water. I'm back. Thank you. Sam Sinto, LeBron Public Radio. I had to enjoy myself today, to be honest with you. I truly did. Thank you. We're not going to be here that long. We spent a lot of time trying to fix things here. But that's okay. The thing was, we were able to get it going. So I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. Let's go straight to our program tonight. That's real good. I enjoyed myself. Whether people watch it or people don't watch it, or no matter. I dance real good. I will sleep tonight. I want that part. They sleep set there lie. They cannot sleep. I will sleep tonight. They ain't ever. You want come. I will see you next week. Oh. You're coming on fine. You ain't come on. That's okay. I'm going with my show. Seriously, folks, thank you very much for watching tonight again. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. It's a wonderful show here. We had some serious issue earlier, but of course we were able to fix it, and we're back on air. So I had put some serious program together, but for some reason I got knocked out. And these things usually, when you before you come on, let me just tell you now, before you come on, you take at least 35 to 40 minutes to do all of your connection, because these things are very complicated. Number one. Secondly, you have wire runnings all over this place. You got what, 1, 2, 3 cameras. Okay, you have what, 1, 2, 4, 5 lights, huge lights. Okay, and you have laptop, all the wirings alone. It's just too much. And sometimes you alone. I'm alone trying to operate. So if I'm so Nathaniel, so Mazula, every one of us. Can you imagine if we were to be together in one city? I don't think anybody, because the commitment level among us is just too high. So if we were to be together, it would have been a wonderful thing. But we pray to God, and hopefully God will continue to guide us, and hope one of these days we'll be able to do it from one certain point. So, but right now things are just difficult. I tried getting my son involved, but he has no interest in it. He was there for what, 2-3 days, and then he said, he gotta go play football. So that's understandable as well. So I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you that these things takes time. So when you're in air and something get knocked out, you have 1 or 2 choices. One, you become despondent, dejected, and say, you know what, I'm not coming back, I'm gone. And you leave. Or you put on your real total fortitude, and you put on your high strength that you have in you, your courage, and you say, it doesn't matter what, I will come back on air. And you do all your connection the same time, but this time you're going to have to rush it. And that's exactly what I did here. I was able to be on the phone with Mr. Nathaniel Crackpot, telling me what to do, what else to do, and what have you. So he leave me. That's all he does. He's over there. He can help me right here in Sacramento, and we appreciate it. So you saw when there was no sound, the first person I called was CEO, Mr. Francis, and said, "You got no sound. Fix it. Because they're all watching and want to make sure LIBERIA Public Radio comes across as sincere as it's possible. So we're back on air. If you want to share the video, we'll appreciate it. If you don't want to share it, that's fine as well. The people who's not coming back, that's okay. Anyhow, we're back. Let's go straight to our subject matter here tonight. I tell you, it's going to be a wonderful thing to bring on here. Why am I coming back on again? I'm supposed to be on air. Okay, testing. Yeah, I think I still there. Okay, so let's go now to our. Okay, let's go to our stuff. It's a wonderful thing to do. So that's Dr. Weir. You know by now, you know the routine. So if you would miss 1 or 2, it really doesn't matter. But let's go to the subject matter here tonight. I'm not going to be here that long. Of course, we spent almost half of the time already. So let's go on. There are certain things that are happening in Liberia that perhaps I wanted to discuss tonight. But despite the headache that was faced earlier, that's okay. We're going to move on. So here is what I'm going to be discussing here tonight. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that. Where's my stuff? I think it's this one, isn't it? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's go right here. This is what I'm going to be talking about tonight. The economic situation in Liberia. I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to expect speaking from that perspective. However, in Liberia, the public radio personality or talk show host. So I have opinions, and I'm going to be expressing. Okay. Whoa.
This place was closed and then want to break it, so I pass around.
Cut that out right away. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. So let's tonight is not my night, but God is in control. I'm going to carry on. So, but anyway, this is the subject matter here tonight that I'm going to be talking about, the economic situation in Liberia. So before the end of my last show, I was talking about how Dr. Weah was trying to put people together to talk about the economic situation in Liberia. What I want to talk about here tonight is this. Like I said, I'm not an economist, but I do have knowledge a little bit, and so I will do my best to express that. Now, this is a very sad situation. If you follow this correctly, you will find out that this is a very sad situation. Okay, we have Dr. Weah coming into the office. And sometimes these things, just like the community organization, what have you, okay, if you're not in office, you think things are just dandy. You can do, oh, the man doing this, he's wrong. Or the woman doing this, she's wrong, I can do better. But once you get in there, you will find out that things are not the way you think they're supposed to be. And things are difficult sometimes. Very difficult sometimes. Okay, so, but I'm glad, to be honest with you, I'm very happy that Dr. Weah and his people are finding their footing. Because only people who refuse to learn, people who refuse to listen, will not do these kinds of stuff. But the fact that Dr. Weah recognized that the economic situation in Liberia is not getting better, and therefore he decided to put good brains, economic brains of Liberia, put them together and have a conference. And this story was written March 21st. And the story was that he asked Dr. Sawyer to put this thing together and invite people from the international community to come and talk about Liberia economic situation, which I thought was wonderful. However, they're not making this subject matter the main thing. You have, once again, the Minister of Information, instead of telling these things here to publicize it, they're not doing that. You have people who, like I said, supposed to be support staff to Dr. Weah. Once this thing go public, unless you can come back and say front page Africa information they give is not correct. If you can't come and deny, then some of us will believe what front page Africa has written. And therefore we will ask the people who are the support staff to continue to talk about this thing. Because in the mix of this article, there's a job situation in Liberia where people are getting ready to be laid off. So this, to me, is something that perhaps Dr. Weah has recognized, that things economically are not going the way they're supposed to go. So by him just merely suggesting or even coming up to say this is what the government is planning to do, for me, it's like telling his fellow citizens, the Liberians, say, I understand your situation. I understand you're going through a lot. We're not sleeping. We're on this. Here is what I'm thinking about. Here is what I'm suggesting. So we will face the situation. Dr. Weah and his people should decide by now. Because Liberians are not stupid. They're watching. Dr. Weah and his people should decide by now and have a massive press conference, if not. Or come and speak to the nation from the Oval Office, whatever you have. Speak to the nation. What is happening? These things that are happening economically in Liberia, Liberians are aware of these things. I don't believe that Liberians will say that Dr. Weir and his people are at fault. I don't believe that. But you got to stay on top of these things. You got to stay on top of these things. Not going places making these sharp video where when you make a mistake, your sentences are perhaps they're not the way it's supposed to go. Somebody go and take that video and publicize and then it become the face of the government. There was a video that I watched where Dr. Weir was trying to talk about how to get the rice situation in Liberia, how to reduce the price of the rice. Apparently, he misspoke, and then people took that and started running around with it in social media as though that's the face of the Republic of Liberian government. That's not true, even though that was Dr. Weir, but that's not what he means. But other people are not there to interpret that for you. They will do the opposition will use those kinds of opportunity, the unforced error, use the opportunity to make sure that you're not successful. So I understand you're fighting a battle, that's fine, but not battle legally like fighting war, fighting a battle of ideas. I understand that, but you have to stay on top of it. With these kinds of things that is going on all over the country, the economic situation is worse. In fact, the story they tell you in the article, okay, the price, now the article, the exchange rate, 163 according to the article, 163 Liberian dollar to $1. It's almost 2 to 1. So why is these things happening like that? People are also talking about the map up situation. Dr. Weir, you and your people need to stay on top of this. You can't just sit down. You can't just sit there. Or you people cannot just sit there and say, oh, let them talk. The opposition. People will be, instead of explaining what is happening, they're writing these little bitty, while Dr. Weir is working, let them talk. No, they are Liberians. They will continue to talk, and those who will listen will listen. Why you're there thinking, oh, the people know. They will sooner or later they will realize that these are opposition. They're just talking because they got nothing to offer. No, it don't work like that. I don't believe. So with this article coming up, it's the perfect place for Dr. Weir and his people to come and speak to the Liberian people. The economic crisis in Liberia is terrible. And here we have another issue. Your supporters, your economic supporters, the Liberian diaspora in the United States, they're talking about deporting some of them. Can you afford to have that kind of mass deportation back in Liberia? You got place for them to stay? You know how much problem Liberian government going to face? So you want to stay on top of these things. Okay, these are people that are here in the United States that are already working and helping to prop up the economic backbone of Liberia. They are the economic backbone of Liberia. That I'm not going to take that away from them. But they're also helping their brothers and sisters back home, thereby making people to have food to eat, so they don't bother the government that much. So, in other words, you have to stay on top of it. But we're not doing that. Okay, we're not doing that. People who are responsible to be support staff to Dr. Weir, they're not helping the situation. And these people, they will come time and say, oh, we used to talk. They may were not listening to us. We've seen them before. They're not far removed from Liberians. So if Dr. Weir asks you to help him to be the support staff, please do your work. This article that was written from Front Page Africa, in the article, yes, another thing if you want to be political about it. The opposition are saying that they will not support this idea of having an international conference for Liberia economic situation. You know their reason? Because up to now, those who they believe
are responsible for the woe of the economic situation in Liberia are not in jail. As though Liberians do not have any kind of law and order. You have a press conference and address these type of situations. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be rude. But the opposition, if they cannot see the desperate situation Liberians are facing, and if Dr. Weir and his people are going to suggest such a wonderful idea to say we recognize that there's a situation we face in this country. The economic situation is bad. But why don't we invite the economic community to come and help us to have strategize? And then the opposition will say, no, we don't want it. You take that thing and wrap it around them. Why would they say no to the idea like this? That perhaps if they're successful, some good idea, proposal going to come out, how to manage the affair of the Liberian economy, and you're saying no because why? You're opposition. Just recently, Dr. Weir appointed a commission to investigate the $25 million map out situation. They haven't sent the report yet, and you want the people to go to jail. They have not been found guilty yet. Why are we behaving like that? So Dr. Weir and his people need to step ahead on this thing and stay on top of it. Don't have these snippets of the Facebook stuff all over the place. Address the nation. Address the nation. Even if you don't think you can speak good English, the English you're speaking, the people in Busakola will understand it more than the people in South Sinto then calling themselves book people. Who care for South Sinto and book business? Who cares? Speak to the people in Busakola. Speak the English that the people in Busakola will understand. Speak the English that the people in Nukruta will understand. You're speaking to the people. Those are your people. Forget about South Sinto and PhD and WD. Who cares for it? Nobody. Let them go ahead and speak their book. But if you don't address the people, these so-called book people will utilize that opportunity and then they start speaking to the people. People who hungry will listen to people who think they have good idea. And you know very well that Liberians are getting hungry. And you put out this kind of wonderful idea. Immediately, if I was part of this group, immediately, since Front Page had come out to put this thing, if this is something that was planned and Front Page got a scoop, you step in part of it. Yes, the report you heard from Front Page is correct. We're in the process of trying to put some kind of a issue out here where we've been able to mitigate the economic crisis that is coming. We're not quite there yet, but we want to make sure that before it gets here, we'll be ready. So, fellow Liberians, I just want to let you know what is happening. I don't want you to read it from some other big area or some social media and think that this is how your government is not operating. This is what your government is doing. Let the people hear from you. Look at this other stuff. My folks, I'll be all over this thing here tonight. Look at this other situation. A wonderful political person, I think Koluba. I'm not too sure whether he's opposition, but those are the people you have that are pressing you. They are not being rude to you. They are not being degrading to you, but they are pressing you to do your work. As simple as that. That's how you have to consider them. Don't think of them as being enemy of the state. Look what he did with the jersey and football business. He's saying that Dr. We are travel all over the world looking for jersey and football, so he gonna give them jersey. Okay, that's politics. Who cares? That's fine. In fact, if I was there, I would tell Dr. We are go get it. Go get it jersey. Go and meet this guy. Go and meet this. I'll give you an example, folks. This is Samson Tour. Sometimes when we're doing these things, we have to somehow inject our own political experience into it so that it just don't become something that you don't know about. We have an organization here in the United States, I'm from Grand Union, Town to be specific. We have Grand Union Association here in the United States. We have this wonderful former president, wonderful guy, nice person, Thomas Cullen, one of the best presidents ever of the association. He got in here. Some people were opposing his ideas. People were, oh, Thomas Cullen doing this, he's doing that. So when the time came for some sort of an election, I think it was an election, the membership committee were down out to pass. I think he resigned or something. Oh, they grab on that. His election coming and Thomas Cullen and his group unable to provide membership committee. And one of the most the fierce critics of Thomas Cullen. I'm not going to call him, he know himself. But guess what Thomas Cullen did? Thomas Cullen is one of the smart Nigerian politicians around here. The day that Peking go to LIBERIA and become a political person in LIBERIA, you will see, he will move so fast. If he becomes speaker, you're going to change my name. Because he's very smart. He looks around and says, oh, okay. The fierce critics for Thomas Cullen. He went and grabbed his cousin. He said, can't be my membership chairperson. And that was the end of the critics from that side. Your cousin membership chairperson. You want to tell me now how you're going to criticize? What are you going to say? The person is doing the job. And the young man, Thomas Cullen picked also, not because of being cousin of the critics, but that young man is so intelligent, so smart. It's unbelievable. So when the young man came in, they couldn't say much. That was the end of that criticism. That's how Dr. Weir, that's how you deal with people like that. Koluba, he's always saying things that are true. The speaker don't want to put things up. The speaker don't want to recognize it and everything. So, in other words, okay, you don't want to recognize her. We got a job to do. You don't want to recognize her. The social media will recognize me. So he comes out and do these things. Dr. Weir, you go and have a meeting with Koluba. Koluba will tell you things that perhaps you might not want to hear. But there might be truth. There might be truth. You have a meeting with Koluba. After your meeting with Koluba, perhaps you will understand. That's how you deal with these things. You can't just sit down and expect these things to happen and they're going to take care of themselves. In this media business, you don't provide the information for us, we will improvise. And when I'm improvising, I'm saying things what I want to say. Liberians are sophisticated, I understand. But back home, how many Liberians that don't do, oh, you know, yeah, why I say, why, yeah? There's people say, oh, once that the people say start going around, it's hard for you to get hold of that, they say. But you, Dr. Weir, if you don't even have to go, be dramatic as much as possible. Go on Broad Street and find a podium and stand on that podium. See if the whole of Broad Street don't get shut down. They will listen to you. Go down Waterside and express yourself. Even if you don't want to do it on radio, but let the people hear you. Look at this kind of wonderful thing that Front Page Africa suggested. And that's what I've been telling you guys from day one with Front Page Africa. You don't have to be friend with Front Page Africa, but don't make them your enemy either. Front Page Africa, I always consider Randy Shell like a double-edged sword. Sometimes he says something that I like. Certain time he will come up. We have an issue here some time ago where he after publishing my article, the next day, he come out with Grandjida in jail. How Grandjida? I was hurt. I'm feeling hurt. How you tell me my crop people like that? But that's not who he is. Sometimes he speak good about you. Sometimes he speak bad. We goes what the new is. So you can't take him to be your enemy. Even the Henry Costa. Those people should not be the enemy of the state. Those people will point you to places, things that are going on that perhaps you're not able to see right away. They will tell you. They will publish it. And you listen to them. Not necessarily seeking their advices and things. That's not what I'm suggesting. But if you just let these people put you in a bubble, which they have done, to get out of that bubble, I used to preach about it. It's going to be difficult for all of us. So there are some of us who perhaps know that you're in a bubble. You're in a bubble. So it's very difficult for you to come out and express yourself the way you would like to. Because some of these people that have you in that bubble, they think they're seeking your interest. We know they're not. You've been in office now, going to what? A year, 2-3 months or more. However, besides the road that is being built in the city of Monrovia, what is some of the tangible thing that Dr. Weah you can point to as being something that I have done, not necessarily benefiting people of Monrovia, but people of the whole country? I know Nima County Grand Gideb Road is getting ready to be worked on. But those are things you find on Facebook. Your plan, the pro-poor agenda have not been talked about in 4 or 5 months. And every time when you read the pro-poor agenda, there's so many nice things in there. Your Minister of Information don't even talk about it. This is Dr. Weah, who we love and proud of him, and we reverence him. What that got to do with anything? Who in Liberia don't love you? We all love you. You are our president. Must it be announced the way it's being announced? Talk about the pro-poor agenda, the blueprint of the man you say you love. Talk about that. They will not do that. They will not do that. Because that's not something that's in their interest. It's not in their interest. Because if they talk about in the pro-poor agenda, in that pro-poor agenda, there are certain things that those people put in there that some of these praise singers will not fare good if those things are implemented. Because the people that are around this Dr. Weah and putting in a bubble, those people, the pro-poor agenda address them. And the way things that's why they will not allow the pro-poor agenda to be implemented effectively. They will not allow the pro-poor agenda to be implemented fully either, because they know it's going to affect them. Those who cannot contribute and would be singing the praise song for you because they got nothing to offer except to sing. You play football. Begin. You play football. How many times you get on the field and you're there singing the coach, praising him, because you know your ability. They need you. They need you on that field. If you're not there, most of the time they will not win. They know it too. So you don't have to be begging and singing. No. You don't even say nothing. You let your feet do the talking for you because you have the ability. It's the same thing here. These people come to you every day. Oh, the other man here. My man, the other man, he like you. That's all they will do. They can't come to you and offer the ideas that will help the next person in line. Because if they do that, if they becomes somehow involved with the community, helping all Liberians, then their status as being insider will be diminished, and they know it. So they're not going to do that. They will always find enemy for you. At the end, you will know, because you're not going to be in office for life. 12 years, after 12 years, that will be it. And then these same people that sinking now, see, after 12 years, see, they will even come to your door. They are not your friends. They are not your friends. They are politicians. They are not your friends. After this is over, you will not even catch them in the same room with you. Only a few people are your friends. And that's what I keep suggesting. That you look among your friends. Somebody who, when you, whether the person know Boko, he know Boko, for me, it ain't mean anything. But somebody who, when you grew up together, I've always told you the truth. Mr. Mame, you're president, oh, but they want your partner. I'm president, but no. They want you can't do the thing because people outside there watching you, they listen to you. We gotta do something good. Those are the kind of people you want. You don't want to say, oh, want to see the president. I don't want to see anybody today. Oh. You don't even know the people who are outside. You don't know who want to come to stay. Who coming there to come and see you? They're blocking people. You can't see the president today. Those are the kind of people. It's their job. Don't get me wrong. They're doing their work. They're performing their work. That's fine. Okay? That's not the point that I'm making. But my main topic here tonight is this economic situation where Dr. Weah and his people are proposing. And guess what? One of the opposition, Honorable Benedict Ure, saying that Dr. Sawyer should not be the one to head this thing because he believed that Dr. Sawyer at one time was involved in changing money in Liberia, what have you, during the war, what have you. Okay. Give us somebody that will head the process because this conversation need to be held so that our people can get out of this mess. The thing you're playing with over there is not a small thing. Fire still getting ready to lay people off. These people are scared. The gold mining getting ready to lay people. These people are scared. And I don't intend. It's not my intent to compare my fellow Liberian to that of animals. But you go hunting and you shoot after shooting a leopard. The leopard still there. The leopard fighting because it's scared. Okay? Anybody who's in this kind of position, they're scared. They're scared. How do you comfort those people? By what Dr. Weah is proposing. Because some of these people, they're not stupid. They say that, okay, people are going to live. Oh, but look, Dr. Weah is bringing people here, the economic community of international community coming in here to talk about the crisis that facing Liberia. So maybe somebody, some sort of a proposal going to come out of it, out of the conversation, something good going to happen. But guess what? The opposition people are saying, no, they will not have it. You put something to in charge of that opposition. You think I'm going to be rude to them? You think I'm going to call them political cartel? And yep, speaking about political cartel, Dr. Sawyer now is being asked. These are words. When you're ready to use words, you think about tomorrow. Dr. Sawyer, one of those political cartel, is now being asked if this story is to be believed. Dr. Sawyer is now being asked to lead that process. And those are the people that used to be referred to as political cartel. So if we're going to be doing these kinds of stuff, people believe in you, you have to be sincere. You can't come out and throw words around like that. They're useless because you're not helping anybody. So why if Dr. Sawyer considers himself political cartel and say, you know what, I don't want to be bothered? Then what? Every Liberian, you can't, first of all, CDC and these people, the election is over. Let's get that to our head. Election is over. You're governing. You have to govern for all of us, whether we voted for you or not. So for you to continue to look for political enemy, look for people who you think are not in favor of progress, how do you call it, enemy of progress. Who in Liberia will be enemies of progress? Liberian coming from civil war, every one of us trying to find our footing so that we will get something going in Liberia. And then you think people Liberian, there are certain Liberian who are enemies of progress. They saw hard like that in Liberia. They stay there. They're calling their relatives there every day to send food, something for them to buy food. Then you call them enemy of progress? And you want us to believe you and take you seriously? This is not how these things are supposed to work. To be honest with you. Yeah, like America right now, getting ready to tell Liberians you got to go home. If all of the, God forbid, And God is so wonderful. God is in control. God would say nobody going nowhere. God is in control. But God forbid, if all of these people that are now on this list or whatever they have to send them home, God forbid if they were to come to Liberia, you get place for them to stay. And here's the other thing though. Most of these people have higher education, except they don't get papers. They're working, they're making good money, except they don't have papers. So if they come over there, they're not going to suffer. They know more things than some of you over there who calling their enemy or progress or what have you. What are you going to do then? If they can prove that they're better than you, what are you going to do then? They're not in diaspora anymore. They're dead. They're going to hustle. What are you going to do now? You got nothing to offer. And you put this young man in a bubble. We can't get to him. So, folks, it's a very serious business, to be honest with you. It's a very serious business. And we all have to continue to talk while we also sending money to our own relatives. Let's take a stack a minute. Those of you that are watching me right now, the 30 of you, which is good. I appreciate all of you that are watching. Okay. How many people among you tonight within the last 2 months that have not sent money to Liberia? I rest my case. So if we sit here and allow those people that we know cannot contribute to continue to bring these kinds of divisive ideas among us, the Never We Are group, those who consider the hardline CDC, this country that is called Liberia is not a country for the Never We Are people. This country that we call Liberia is not a country for those that consider us hardline sedition. This is Liberia. When CDC is governed, that means CDC is in charge. That doesn't mean CDC control everything and they do what they want to do. No. Being a person of governing body, it means you are the administrators for that particular country. You carry the affair of that country on. However, you have to give the people the opportunity to express themselves. And that's one of the things now that I'm getting ready to say. Thank you, Dr. Weir. Thank you. Thank you. I got with me here, and anybody can go and read it all. It's not just me alone. Liberia 2018 Human Rights Report. You go and read it. And one of the interesting things, and Liberia continue to fail miserably on this thing here. These people, the State Department, they pick out these things that they know Liberia have the ability to solve this issue. And they make them part of their report. So you pick this report up, okay? And you know these things you're able to solve. They're not putting things in here that require rocket scientists. But they make it a report. It's like your everyday fixed mean paper. You know, when you buy things from the store, you buy the table. The table comes with how to. All that paper you read the paper is okay. This screw go here. That screw. This is what this thing's all about. In the meantime, they also go in here and praise the government if the government need to be praised. So here, I'm going to read this again. There were no report of disappearing by or on behalf of government authorities. That's coming from State Department. It also states in here that this government, not CDC, I said this government, is not except for, that's one of the things that I keep talking about, except for one incident where Dr. Weir and the BBC reporter had that exchange. That's also part of this report. Other than that, they think the press freedom, the freedom of movement and the way this government approaches citizens, they have no quarrel about that. So for me, half of the battle is over. If Dr. Weir would just figure out how to get out of this bubble, and focus on how to deal with everyday Liberia, 12 years. I'm not hiding it, 12 years. But if Dr. Weir remains in his bubble, Front Page Africa come out with this kind of article, okay, where they come out to say this is what the government planning to do, and you don't come in front of it to speak to the nation, to express to the people you're leading. Once again, I'm not even concerned with the language, the English. No, forget it. You want to come and speak crew, and you get all $16 people lining up. Let them interpret it. But what do we do in Liberia? We do things that are not going to benefit us. I'll give you an example. I'll come back to this here. But let me just throw something else out in here, folks. These are things that we do that are not helpful to us. And in a sense, now this particular one that I'm going to talk about, it goes two ways. Those of us that consider ourselves political junkie, we love these kinds of stuff. I love it. Okay? Here, right now. This issue, it's a Supreme Court impeachment proceedings that's happening. Okay, now for me, as a political junkie, I love this because the people are testing the Constitution of the Republic. Hold on, folks. Something else happening. That's not what I intended. Okay, excuse me. 1 minute. Excuse me. Okay, let me go back to that again. Just bear with me. Okay, all right, here we go. The people are testing the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And who are those people? Most of them are lawyers. What do they do? They let talking. They talk. Most of them like talking. Go to the House of Representatives. Go to the Senate. Most of them lawyers. The technocrats are not involved. They like to work with their hand to produce. So those of us that in the technical issue business, we have no problem for the lawyer to lead. So, but going back to this thing here, the impeachment proceeding. Who is it going to be benefit? How Liberians, real Liberians, how they're going to benefit from the thing here? Let's look at it from the other side. The money that you take to pay these lawyers, the money that you take to pay for the electricity, the money that you take for this process to continue every day, that's the little money that's coming out of the coffer of Liberia. And because according to the story, according to most of the information that are coming out, in fact, former Justice Banks thinks this whole thing is not constitutional anyway. But these are things that are false error. Why would you go after this man if this what is story we hear if it's true? If this man violate any rule, specifically violate somebody else's, let him get sued. But one of the things the Constitution stated, and this may continue to point out, he might not even be found guilty unless people have it in for him. Most of the things that the people are trying to go after him for, those were things that are protected by the Constitution. In the Constitution, it says that you cannot, and I'm not going to quote particular article here because I don't have it before me, but I know what I'm talking about. It's stated in the Constitution that legislatures, people who make law, they cannot be prosecuted for whatever that is stated during the process of carrying out their duty. Same thing go with Supreme Court justice, and the people going after him because he make a ruling from the bench, from the chamber, about money, petroleum money that government supposed to collect. If the man make that ruling, how and the Constitution protects him to make those kinds of ruling, why will you go after him? That's time wasted, money wasted. Okay, let's go back to our original stuff. Folks, Samson to Labron Public Radio. Man, I came on very late, very late. Okay, so all right. So anyhow, let's go back to this. The job, people are going to be laid off. I talked to you on Wednesday about Firestone. People are going to be laying off. Now, Dr. Weir and his people, from what I'm reading now, it seemed like, okay, that's not that one. It seemed like they're quite ready to carry on the process, to say we're going to have a forum where international community can come out here and help us out. Here's another thing. Those who are responsible for the mess, like I said, the mess didn't start right now, but those who are responsible for the mess not being able to be resolved quickly, they will not allow this thing here to go on. They'll be making noise. What kind of economic thing the people are not going to do nothing good? Let it happen and let's see the result. Once again, the government of the Republic of Liberia should be ahead of this thing. If this is true, then they should be having press conferences. I wish we had people. When was the last time that you heard somebody from the Ministry of Information talking about a pro-poor agenda? And not I'm not talking about that kind of thing. Honorable Falcon can be putting. I don't even watch it anymore, because those are election talking points as far as I'm concerned. So I don't watch them anymore. But when was the last time they have a serious conversation or round table conversation? Challenge the opposition. Instead of the opposition coming to you, call them to a meeting and let's have a discussion. They are Liberian as well. What is on your mind? What are we doing that you think is wrong? They will come, oh, like we are begging us now for us to control. So be it. And this is where you tell them, you've been saying all these things. Let's have a conversation. What do you think we're doing wrong? First thing is, I bet you this opposition, knowing who they are, they like to toot their own horn. Oh, you're doing this and I think it's wrong. You're doing that and I think, okay, what is your solution? You sit down and let these people give you what they think their solution is. And I bet you they're not going to give you everything because they will think that political campaign season. So they will hide some of the things. As a result, they will give in public. They will give some information that will be so wrong. Liberians say, but wait, that people you say you want to be president? You can't even up the man. They're asking you. They call you to a meeting asking you, and you can't come out to tell us the truth. And you say you want to be president because they will be concerned. See, this is politics. Politics ain't got small politics, got big politics. They're the same. You call all these people into a forum in Liberia, have KMTV, and other people come and videotape it. Dr. We are round table. And then it's okay, what are we doing wrong? You call one of them. Let them explain to you. They will not tell you from the bottom of their heart how to fix it, because they do not want you to succeed. And Liberian will see through it. They will see through it immediately. Then when they leave tomorrow to go criticize, say, but wait a minute, you had an opportunity to tell us what you think this thing. You're keeping it now, you're telling us you got different things. So what is it? Which one who are you? Are you the person that were there with Dr. Weir, or you saying that's how you deal with this thing? Okay? But this is not happening. You got to stay ahead of this thing. Okay? Because if you're not ahead of it, they will make people will make up the information and provide the information that they think is necessary to fill in the gap. And those brothers and sisters that are supposed to be the support staff, who are supposed to be telling the people, the public, things that you want to do, they're not doing it either. And this is what really gets to me sometimes. It gets to me sometimes. Dr. Weir and his people, they're doing good. They're doing things. They're doing things. But those things are not being filtered down to the Liberian people that are supposed to be benefiting. I'll give you an example. If you've been, and like I said, I'm a political junkie, so I go on the social media a lot. Quite recently, the mayor of Monrovia, I just listened to it a little bit and I got a little bit turned off. I decided to cut it off, which is not the right thing to do, but I did that. He was asking the audience that if I have done wrong politically, if I wrong you politically, I'll ask you to forgive me. But I want for us to come and clean the city. We have to clean the city. Which I thought that was good. But the part that turned me off was when he started talking about when he was a youth leader at the youth organization of Liberia, something like that. He did X, Y, and Z. And when he was youth leader of CDC, he did X, Y, and Z. People have always doubted his ability to lead, and he's out to prove them wrong this time around. You're asking people, begging people to come and help you to clean. Then you say you want to prove people wrong? This is not how you can't have that kind of conversation. You can't have it both ways. You either stand your ground and fight, or if you want people to come to you and be as a group, then you talk to them from that perspective. You bring the people on to talk to you. It's not just the sedition that is in the audience that listen. I was listening too. I got relatives in Monrovia. When you're speaking for those kinds of things, you talk for the larger audience, not just the audience that are there. Zayo, the political leader of the Liberia. I don't know what it can be said. I'm just making Zayo. That Zayo business you can ever. That Zayo will make people to eat. That Zayo will clean the city of Monrovia. Come on. What is this? But my main point of bringing Jefferson Coty on here is this. You're calling people. It's a very serious business to clean that city. Your boss is calling the international people to come to a conference in Monrovia. I'm not too sure whether it's going to be in Monrovia or somewhere else. That's not even a concern. And you're doing your best to have that city clean. You have to get everyone on board. You can't do it by yourself. You cannot consider Liberians, some Liberian, other Liberian, whatever way you want to turn it, to be enemy of the state or enemy of progress. And you think you're going to succeed doing everything, but it ain't happening. Because first of all, in order for you to be successful, I'm saying it and I will say it again. I said it before. Let me say it again. You have to make every Liberian feel part of the system. Because once they start considering your system or their thing, it's done. They have no interest. I gave the example before and I'll continue to give it. See, when I'm talking, I like to speak with some examples that involve me. So way back, I was coming from Total with my son, going to Monrovia. So we got it was a pickup truck. So we got in the car, left Total, past Tabata, going to Groy. Right before, I think it was halfway between Groy, between Groy and Second Pier or somewhere. I don't know. It's been a long time. My son is 30, some old year old now. At that time, he was less than a year old. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyhow, When we got to this one spot, boom, tire went flat on us. This pickup truck, they have no jack. They have the spare tire. I told you guys before, we have a choice. The driver came out, he said, okay, start scratching your head. Well, my people, we got to be here for a while because we got to wait for a car to come from Second Pier, going to Tabata, or come from Tabata, going to Grow somewhere where the car go to one other town. He said, I got people over there, they will let us have the jack, and then we can come and jack the jack. We got a spare tire here, then we'll put it on. So other car from one side, they go from wherever they're gonna go. If they're going to Monreal, they take them to Second Pier, get a jack, find another car to come towards Groy or Tabata area, put the jack down, and I look at it. I want it out of there. I cannot. I want to go to Monreal. I was going through a lot. So I suggested to the people. I said, look, guys, we got more than 14, 15 men around here, among us. Why don't we put together to lift this car? They have a nut wrench already. They're gonna loosen the nut. They have a spare tire. We just lift the car. They put a tire on. With, man, who able to lift that car? I said the car not heavy. Everyone that I was talking to started paying attention to it because we all have an invested interest into this process. We lift that car, put a tire on, we leave early. People who gotta go to their town, whatever business they gotta do it. Or we stay there and waste time. And everybody look at it and say, no, it's a good idea. We all got together. More than 15 of us lifted on one side. The car boss took the tire up, took the flat tire, put the other one on, put a nut on. We're out of there in less than 15 minutes. Because every one of us has an invested interest in getting out of there. This is what this life about. This is what this life is about. Every one of us are connected to a specific interest. If you don't make people to be part of the process, you defeat yourself very quickly. Very quickly. And those of you that considering yourself to be leaders and even in a leadership position, you know what I'm talking about. You can get people to do things for you easily without even batting your eyes, and they will do it for you willingly. And you're going to get people who are smart, who have the ability to do certain things, but because of the way things are going, they don't want to do it. I don't know why I'm coming waste my time. The people don't even know, they don't recognize people effort. That's not our team, that are people team. There are certain members that are working in CDC government. Consider the whole thing. Man, I just hear that the people government will just do well. How you will be working in a government to carry the effort of everybody? Then you say, I just hear that the people think, but because the way the people behave towards certain employees. I was in Monrovia. I was there for the inauguration. I was there. Immediately after the inauguration. I have no interest of job. But I could hear. I got some friends higher up too now. Don't forget Samson too, Blaku. I got friends higher places too now. So it's not just me here talking. But anyway, the point here is this. There were people that were, according to the story that were here, and from credible people, there were people that were paying certain amount of money just to get some position. And I look at it, I say, I, Samson Toe, went to school for 5 years. Engineering. I'm going to pay money to do engineering work. I'm not doing it. First of all, I don't even want a job. But if I was in that position, I would not pay a dime. Because first of all, I know what I'm doing. I just RTL a project here 2 days ago. In next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're going to start construction. Then I'm going to pay people to go work. I'm not doing it. And the project is involved, not just road, safety project, where you have to make sure people who are driving, who are going to be using your facility. The safety aspect is clear. Following ASHTO, you don't just go and put line down. No, I know my work. I'm not bluffing. I'm not making things. I know my job. I'm not going to pay 5 cents to go things that I'm going to be doing to help you. Then I'm going to pay you because I don't want nothing. But those people were paying money to get those positions because they have nothing to offer. There's another guy that I know. I'm not going to call name. I'm not even too sure if he's an architect anyway, but landscape. In engineering business, when you do engineering, when you finish design, they go do construction. They got to cut the grass, they cut the trees, and dig up the area to put foundation, whatever it is. When they're done, then the landscape people, they come and grade, fix the grass, fix the area, soil, and then put seed and plant grass. And the man consider himself an engineer. But he pay a huge amount of money to get a position as an engineer. Me, Samson told from Total, halaba, no way. I'm not doing that. But that's not the point. These people are now leading. They got nothing to offer. So we're going to be in it for a while. I told you guys, I got some stuff here from Public Works. Now the Public Works Minister himself, he's an engineer. But he has supporting staff. You don't expect him to come down and look at some of the things that I get from Public Works. You look at it. You say, why would people think like this? And these people consider themselves educated people, engineering degree. Why would they think like this? The street you're driving on, when last you saw the street, if you were to cut the street, you got a curve in the street. The ground is flat. Unless you miles high, everything from here to where you can see, the ground is flat. You got hill and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But those are the kind of things that people are talking about. You go to Monterey and look at the design. Look at the road. Most of the road they're building. What do they do? When was the last time you saw those roads being built with curb, drainage system? What do? They have these little box cover. Man, they want the form with steel sticking up. They don't even put rubber tap on the steel at night before the children then fall and pierce themselves. But forget safety. But that's the only kind of system they have. Everybody building those about 2x4. When will we get out of those 1950 type design? But because people have no clue, but they are occupying the position, and they're supposed to be a staff, supporting staff. How the heck we're going to get out of it? We're not going to. So the point that I'm making is this. The reason why I'm going all over this place here is this. We Liberians, first of all, must be sincere with ourselves. I can't leave from here because I'm friends with Dr. Weir, so I go over to Samson, what position you want. Oh, you make me Minister of Justice. When was the last time I stepped foot in the courthouse besides being dragged into court because I got ticket to pay? When was the last time I'm representing myself as a lawyer? Then I'm going to say I want to be how do you call it? I want to be a justice minister because I'm friends with Dr. Weir. I'm fooling myself. Not only am I fooling myself, I'm hurting my own people. And this is what we have. This is what we have. Going back to Armo Kochi, he's a very smart guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure he has the ability. But if you're going to call people to help you to clean that city, it can be clean. It can be clean. Give the people the responsibility, and people will be happy to do it. But if you pretend to be something that is you're not, you're going to suffer. That's all it is. Be truthful. You might suffer right now, But as long as you're truthful and God knows that you're telling the truth, sooner or later it will come out. You've seen some people go to jail in a place here 12, 15, 16 years, and they come out and say, "Oh, we're sorry." And the man will say, "But I've always told you guys, I'm not guilty." That's life. Be truthful in all that you do. Folks, this is Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. It's been a wonderful, wonderful evening. I came on earlier. I came with a high speed. I mean, that's the life story right there itself. When I came on, I was over here telling you the story about drinking, driving. That was it. Bloop. My speaker went away. Was I expecting that? No. But because I have Nathaniel Cryport to think to depend on, I wasn't panicking. I called him. He helped me out. We got it together. This is how people work. He's way in Philadelphia. I'm over here in Sacramento. If Nathaniel and myself don't have that kinds of understanding, that we not only he's my little brother, but also a good friend of mine, that we can talk every day. If we don't have that kind of relationship, oh, I mean, I'm busy. Of course, the LPS stuff. But when you say busy, am I going to force you? No. So first of all, if you're going to be involved in these kinds of stuff, have relationship with people. Now you want people to help you to clean the city now. You're telling the people you're sorry if you have done anything wrong to people, you're sorry, but you need to. That's okay. That's okay. But then just within that scene, that's how I turn it up. Just within that same time. People doubt me all over. Whenever that I get to, people doubt me. I'm gonna have to prove that. You proving anybody? The proving business we're here for? Those are kinds of stuff on false error. And it's hurting us. So let me let you go, folks. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Samson Toe, first of all, I apologize for coming on and not being able to uh, showcase my talent. What talent? Yeah, folks, it's a Friday afternoon. I'm thinking as you can see right now, I think after this, it's what time is it? So 7:15. Okay, 7:15 is about almost 10 o'clock over there in the east. I'm sure the people who have to go, they're gone a long time ago. So that's okay. That's okay. So anyway, let's do in Sunday for Mr. Social. I have another thing here. Another thing here. I'm gonna be reading here sometime. This is about this article was written 2005 by Dr. Family. Why am I so fascinated with the family? Because one first thing I think they're highly educated, but another thing is they have been involved into Liberian politics for a very long time. Okay, and in fact, it was one of those things. Do you remember? No. How most of you probably never heard of David Coleman before in your life. So why would I say remember? Most of you are, if I almost call somebody, if somebody I know are born 1972 and you old man now, you got gray hair now, you're born 1972. Was he born 1970? Yeah, you were born 1972. How do you expect him to hear about Coleman? Uh, but anyway, this Dr. Family father has always been involved into Liberian politics, and he's been one of the highly educated Liberian indigenous person. So I'm very fascinated about their story. But anyway, Dr. Family Jr. Uh, uh, wrote an article about your current finance minister and some of the things that he predicted exactly what are happening. Exactly. I mean, something I will highlight those lines and then I will read them to you. This was written back in February 2005. 2005. This guy, they found out your current finance minister wrote something about Dr. Famler, and Dr. Famler was replying to him, but it was deep. This article is deep, deep. To be honest with you, it's unbelievable, unbelievable. And some of the things that he was predicting. that if Samuel Detour have the opportunity, now that he's hanging, and I'm just paraphrasing, now that he's hanging himself around the neck of this football player, Dr. Weird, and if this football player is successful, it will be people like the Samuel Detour that will bring down the curtain on this wonderful football player who was trying to. He was not a friend of Dr. Weird, don't get me wrong, but he was trying to predict, and some of the things he's saying about people getting involved in the money. I'm not too sure if the Samuel Detour is involved in any kind of misdeal with money or what have you. I have no proof, but I'm just saying some of the things he's predicted. How much problem Samuel Detour will have to face. And to be honest, he's going to be facing problems because if the money issue here is going to come back, they're going to do the investigation. So even if he's not found guilty, he's still going to be facing problems because he's going to have to answer questions. So I will read it. I will read it one of these days. I will read it. But first of all, I will take my time again to highlight some of the things that I want to repeat to you, and then we will find out. Okay. So wonderful, 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 wonderful day. Now let's listen to this music, and we will say thank you, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for tuning in, especially after I had this mix-up. Mr. Cry, thank you very much. Mr. Alfonso Zionso, thank you very much for even calling, but you didn't call to tell me, say, oh, watch yourself. You called, you said you got less than a second. You're talking, people listening, they can't even hear you. You got less than a second to fix, or you'll be gone. He's the chief executive, chief CEO. You quit to fire people. So you're getting ready to fire me. But I got it together. Mr. Cry helped me out, and we say thank you. Folks, it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in to LIBERIA Public Radio, Samson Tour. I will take leave of you. Before I do that, I have my son. He's 9 years old, but the boy he talks. I mean, he likes to have conversation. So I will try to bring him here shortly. Bring him, and he and I are gonna have a conversation. He's a little boy, but he talks as though he's grown up. I will bring him so you will hear him. You will hear some of the things he will say. You will know he's the little kid, but sometimes some of the things you will hear from him, you think, if you just close your eye, you think that you're talking to some 19-year-old, 21-year-old boy. Okay, his name is Gideon. I'll bring him up here, and we'll have a conversation. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good night, folks.
Siate akoma nime ko fori doke bi do so dayo jai brother nure ona se mo mai gamude ona na ma da ga gbado ri wo ole se mo mai gamude ko se be bi no re mai se mo mai gamude ona re do don ma do yo kenale o mai gamude wonye ke padre ka wa yo na onya yuwo nemo mai yo arabi ri pe gbatere ore babaro Josephine niwe wala na se mo mai lo gamude so mai wa se mo mai gamude onye yiba jaye kwa ya na kenda se mo mai gamude onye baba jaye wa yo na se mo yo ba ya baba za wo yo go ano re bo yo ro yo nya juwa wake. Malas one that is a good now, Canobia. Yama give me by your toby, but I'll read about Pablo, I'll come on over. When you tell me more, you know, but I'm also got the way we are there. You are my way. Come on, the bigger tabra. What's a chatter? You shake it as a more. At a more. Jai